We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on Saturday, August 23rd. We've got all 30 teams playing today in Major League Baseball. We've picked our 5 best bets again for this 15-game slate. Now, before we get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Today marks the start of the college football season. It is week 0, and we've got you covered with our 5 best bets for the college football slate today, and we've got our entire predictions for the college football slate. Both of those videos are linked in the description down below. Go make sure to check that out if you have not yet, and also go make sure to check out Greedo Plays MMA. We're gonna have our Contender Series predictions likely tomorrow on Greedo Plays MMA, and again, subscribe to the channel you're watching this video on as well. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today for Major League Baseball, kicking things off with our first money line bet. Red Sox, Yankees, one of the oldest rivalries, if not the oldest rivalry in all of baseball. We are going with the Boston Red Sox to beat the New York Yankees today. Boston has seen a lot of success already in the Bronx, right? They've won the first 2 games of the series in New York, first 2 of 4, and I think they're going to do it again. The Red Sox are now a half a game above the Yankees in the standings at 70-59. Yesterday, a 1-0 victory for Boston. Aroldis Chapman closes it out. Again, a low-scoring affair. The only run scored was a Connor Wong double that scored Nathaniel Lowe. But the Red Sox win 1-0. I think they're winning again today, mainly because of Garrett Crochet. Again, if the Yankees aren't able to score on Brayan Bello, who's a really good pitcher, don't get me wrong, Bello went 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs yesterday. If you're not able to score on him, you're probably not going to be able to score on Garrett Crochet either. I get it. It's kind of different pitchers, obviously. One's a southpaw, one's a righty. But Crochet has been consistently one of the best arms in the sport this year, and the Yankees lineup is not hitting all that well. Crochet's ERA is 2.43. That is 5th out of all qualified starters in Major League Baseball this season. He's coming off a start against the Miami Marlins where he went 7 innings, 3 hits, and 1 run. Had a difficult outing on August 11th against the Houston Astros, but he has been fine since in his 1 start, and as a whole this season, Red Crochet has been an elite arm with plus strikeout numbers as well. You take a look back at the last time he pitched against the New York Yankees. He went 8 1/3 innings, 4 hits, and 1 run. Actually had back-to-back starts against the Yankees. Struggled a little bit in the Bronx, but bounced back in a big way at Fenway, again, with that 8 1/3, 4 hits, and 1 run start. And Crochet as well is 2-0 this season against the Yankees, even in that horrible start that he had where he gave up 5 runs in 6 innings. Crochet still pitched 9 strikeouts, still got the victory for the Red Sox as they won that game 10-7. And for the most part, Crochet is a guaranteed win for the Sox. Now, last 2 games, it hasn't gone their way, but prior to that, Crochet had won, I believe, 9 up the last 10 games for the Red Sox when he's been on the mound. Pitching today for the New York Yankees, again in the early spot at 10 o'clock, will be Will Warren. 4.25 ERA this season, coming off a start against the St. Louis Cardinals, where he went 4 2/3 innings, allowed 6 hits and 3 runs. Start prior to that was against the Minnesota Twins, 6 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. Again, Warren has not been bad, but he's going to get out-dueled today. That goes without saying, obviously, right? Crochet, an elite arm in the sport. And just look at the way the Yankees have played these first 2 games. 3 runs in combined 18 innings against your rivals in the Sox. Roman Anthony obviously hit the towering home run in the top of the 9th on Thursday's game that propelled the Yankees to victory. I know they were already in the lead because of Nathaniel Lowe. But still, right, back-to-back wins for the Sox. I think Aroldis Chapman's probably not going to be able to go today. He's pitched back-to-back days at this point. Pitch count's been low in both days, though. 14 pitches on Thursday, 10 pitches yesterday. There's a chance. Maybe. We could see it. In a close game, I would not be surprised because him and Whitlock have gone back-to-back games now. But both of these 2 guys, very low pitch numbers. Whitlock pitched an inning on Thursday, only 7 pitches. Yesterday, pitched an inning, went 14 pitches. I don't know. Again, you don't want to pitch guys 3 days in a row, but if you get another competitive game where the Red Sox have been very good against the Yankees this season, especially in New York. I believe they're 4-1 this season in the Bronx. You get a competitive game, Crochet gives you good innings. Well, Whitlock and Chapman haven't gone all that much. Guys, Garrett Whitlock's ERA is 2.72 this season, and Aroldis Chapman's ERA, believe it or not, is 1.08. At 37 years of age, Aroldis Chapman continues to do the damn thing. He has not given up a run since July 23rd at the bank against the Phillies. Yeah, he's still very good. Now, again, will we see him today? I don't know. He hasn't been worked too much recently. Again, with the exception of these 2 games, we will see. We're hoping this game's not competitive, though, going into the late innings, because there's a legitimate chance the Yankees don't score today. At least off of Crochet. Red Sox lineup, it's off and on, but you still got Bregman. Roman Anthony's hitting the ball well. Nathaniel Lowe, if he's in the lineup, has actually been hitting the ball very well, which pisses me off. But there's guys. There are guys in the Red Sox lineup, and this season, except for the first matchup these two teams played on June the 6th, the Red Sox have won every single game here at Yankee Stadium, 4 in a row. I think they're going to make it 5 in a row today with a victory. I'm going Boston Red Sox money line here in the Bronx. Give me Boston at -130. I firmly believe they're going to be able to get this done. Guys, the Yankees are ice cold at the plate yesterday. Only 3 hits in total. Trent Grisham had one, Ben Rice had one, and Austin Wells had one. Guys, Aaron Judge at one point of the year, was batting the 380s. Average is still great. It's 327, but again, the fall off is crazy. Expected in all fairness. Nobody can bat 380, but Aaron Judge, again, has not been the biggest factor for New York at all. He's been slumping. I'm taking the Boston Red Sox to go into New York for the 3rd consecutive day and beat the New York Yankees. Give me Boston money line at -130 with Garrett Crochet on the mound. We move on to our second best bet of the video as we move to our Washington Nationals best bet of the day. Josh Bell just got walked yesterday and didn't really do much, so it is what it is. Should have bet Nats money line, right? Didn't think that was going to happen. Shout out to Dalen Lyle. Shout out to Dylan Cruz. Those are my guys. Anyways, today's Nationals-Phillies game, I'm going with the over. It is set at 9.5 runs. The line on this is -115. This seems like a no-brainer to me. We saw this matchup last week. It was an 11-9 final. Again, with Parker and with Nola on the mound, why would today be any different? It's not going to be any different. Because the Nats lineup's actually hitting fairly well right now. Like, look at a guy like Riley Adams yesterday, who hit a 3-run home run in the first inning, right? Look at Dalen Lyle and Dylan Cruz come through in a big way in the 9th inning, right? That inning, it looks like it's over. Johan Duran's coming out. He's been perfect so far as a Philadelphia Philly, where he comes out against the Nationals. Dylan Cruz rips a double down the first base line. He's on second base. Again, the guy's a born winner, goes 2 for 4 yesterday. Dalen Lyle hits one to left center field. Dylan Cruz comes on home. Ricky Gutierrez sends him. Cruz scores. Dalen Lyle tries to steal third. He's in there. JT Realmuto overthrows the third baseman, and Dalen Lyle comes in to score. Nats win the game 5-4. Okay, we've seen Philly hit Mitchell Parker, and we've seen a lot of teams hit Mitchell Parker. Mitchell Parker's ERA this season is 5.83. It's not good, right? His last start against Philadelphia, 1 2/3 innings, 4 hits and 6 runs. Again, this is the same game where Aaron Nola pitched last Sunday on Roku. What did Nola do? 2 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs. I'm telling you, today's Mitchell Parker versus Aaron Nola matchup is legitimately the worst pitching matchup of all time. Now, will Aaron Nola eventually figure it out? I don't know, but again, look at Nola's last 2 starts against the Cardinals. 3 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 9 runs. And then last Sunday against the Nationals, again, there's a difference of like 3 months in there, but post-injury Aaron Nola, 2 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs. Nationals get all over Aaron Nola last Sunday. Why didn't the Nationals win the game last Sunday? Because Mitchell Parker was pitching 1 2/3 innings against the Phils, 4 hits, 6 runs, and a home run and 3 walks. So again, you have a pitcher today in Mitchell Parker with a 5.83 ERA going up against Aaron Nola, who's pitched way less than Parker in all fairness, who has a 7 ERA. I mean, this has all the makings of being one of the worst baseball games, yet best baseball games of all time, because there should be a million runs scored tonight. Think about all the stars or the big hitters in this game. They're all hitting home runs today, okay? Or they're all making an impact. Think of Dylan Cruz, James Wood, CJ Abrams, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner. What do all 6 of these guys have in common? They've all played for the Nationals. Anyways, all 6 of those guys are going to make an impact, and Captain Riley Adams as well. All those guys are going to make an impact. You look at Parker and Nola, I'd be shocked if either of these guys get past 5 innings. I don't know why the Phillies are still trying this Aaron Nola thing. They've got starting pitching, and they're going their 6-man rotation right now. I think they should stick to 5 and just kind of squeeze Nola out. Hell, look at the Red Sox. They put Buehler in the bullpen. And for the Nationals, don't get me started. Mitchell Parker, after this season, I never want to see Mitchell Parker start a game ever again. There is a spot for him in the bullpen. Look at Shinosuke. As a starter, hell no, okay? The starting rotation next season needs to consist of Brad Lord, Mackenzie Gore, Cade Cavalli, potentially Josiah Gray, and a big-time free agent, okay? And then DJ Hurts can come back halfway through the year, and if Gray's not pitching well, then here comes Daniel James Hurts. I can't do it with Mitchell Parker anymore. I absolutely cannot. So with all that being said, the over's free money today. 9.5 runs, -115. Guys, these two gave up 10 runs in the first 2 innings last Sunday. Oh, this is 100% hitting. I was surprised this line wasn't at, I don't know, 11.5, 12.5. And I get it, right? Nola's probably going to bounce back eventually. It's a given, and there's a reason, right, that Philadelphia is going 6-man rotation for the time being because they do believe in Aaron Nola. And sure, part of that is just, we're grateful for Nola for what he's done for the team, obviously, and how long he's been here. He's been here through the thick and thin. Right now, we're trying to win a championship, so we got to have Nola here when, he was here before Wheeler, before Bryce, before Trey, before Schwarber, before Castellanos, right? I don't know. How old is Aaron Nola? 30? He's only 32? I mean, again, are the advanced numbers all that bad? No. But I mean, last year going from a 3 ERA and he's been spectacular in postseasons in the past of Philadelphia to this, I just don't know. Again, will he turn around? Maybe. And if there was ever a team to turn around against, it is the Nationals. But the Nats are actually hitting the ball fairly well right now. James Wood had 2 hits yesterday. Dylan Cruz had 2 hits. Dalen Lyle came up clutch, right? Josh Bell's going to be swinging the bat against this righty in Aaron Nola. I just expect a lot of runs, and I have no confidence in Mitchell Parker. Obviously, going lefty-lefty with Schwarber, with Harper. Those guys are going to bomb him, including, obviously, the power-hitting righties as well. I'm talking about Nick Castellanos. I'm talking about Trey Turner. Yeah, the over here is free money. 9.5 total runs. We're hammering the over on this one. It's going to hit as we move on. And by the way, this is probably going to happen in the first 4 innings. I'm so serious. Nationals bullpen does get better today. Ferrer's back. Cole Henry's back. At least they couldn't pitch yesterday because, they pitched too many games in a row. I would expect a lot of runs today. Let's move on now to our third best bet of the video. It is our daily NRFI. We got back on the right track yesterday with the NRFIs, right? Finally got back on the right track. Shout out to the Guards. Shout out to the Rangers. Felt like a good bet on paper, and it did hit, right? 4-3 victory for Texas. We don't care about the final result. Cleveland keeps on losing. Cincinnati keeps on losing. The entire state of Ohio is just on fire, I guess. I don't know. We're really going to let both those New York teams in the playoffs, aren't we? Thanks, Braves, by the way, for yesterday. What the hell, Joey Wentz? You were so good. You were so good for so long, and then you do that for us. Anyways, today's NRFI comes in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, normally, when we do NRFIs, we pick teams with great pitching, right? Yesterday, we had some pretty good pitching yesterday, obviously, in that Rangers-Guardians game, right? Nathan Eovaldi went for Texas. We felt good enough about Slade Cecconi going out there and getting 3 outs early in the baseball game. Today, guys, there is no elite pitcher, right? There are guys that we've always keyed in on the entire season for NRFIs. Logan Webb, we've looked at a lot. Garrett Crochet has been a NRFI legend on the channel this year. Zach Wheeler is a guy we always look at, right? Freddie Peralta has been a guy time in and time out this year. Tarek Skubal, if we can get him, but the price usually isn't good. Today, we're looking at Kyle Freeland and Mike Burrows. Yeah, we've got some juggernauts going today. So this is unlike what we usually do with the NRFIs, right? Usually, again, like I said, we pick elite pitchers, and we rely on elite pitchers to carry us through the first inning of baseball games. Today, we are relying on bad offenses to keep us in this one, okay? Guys, I don't mind taking Rockies NRFIs if they're not playing at elevation. If they're not playing at Coors Field, their NRFIs are actually kind of fine. Just because, for the most part, they're not going to score. Likely not, okay? They have guys, they have a couple guys. Hunter Goodman's always a factor, if he's healthy or if he's playing. And warming Burnable. Loki dude's a dog, I'm not gonna lie. Burnable, though, I don't think he's going to play. He's got a face injury. Don't know entirely what that is. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really keep up with the Rockies all that much. I mean, and unless you're a Rockies fan, don't pretend like you do either. Okay, unless you're a Rockies fan or your team's playing the Rockies, don't act like you actually know what's going on with Colorado, okay? Like, Warming Burnable just showed up out of nowhere, and now he's a really good player. Shout out to that guy. But anyways, yesterday, he comes in as a pinch hitting role for Tovar. The team was down 9-0, but they brought Burnable in late in the game off of Bubba Chandler, who, by the way, made a very great debut out of himself yesterday. Pitched a 4-out save. Sorry, 4-inning save. Anyways, what I'm trying to get to is that Burnable probably doesn't start today. He's still in a bench role. And look at what the Rockies bat at the top of their order. Tyler Freeman can hit. Mickey Moniak has his nights. They're mainly just at Coors Field, though. Ezekiel Tovar, Jordan Beck, it's not a lineup that wows me. Yesterday, the NRFI actually would not have cashed because the Pirates scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first. It was an Andrew McCutchen double that scored both Nick Gonzalez and Tommy Pham. Well, we're just going to need Kyle Freeland to lock in with his 5.16 ERA. My thing with this is, we know the Rockies probably aren't going to score. The better pitcher in this equation is Mike Burrows, and Burrows actually hasn't been horrible. I mean, look at his last start in Chicago at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. Burrows goes 5 innings, 5 hits, and 1 run. I mean, that's decent enough, right? Not a guy that he's not Paul Skeens, obviously, right? No one's Paul Skeens' best pitcher in baseball. But, I mean, it's serviceable, I guess. And especially against the Rockies, right? That's probably going to be good enough. So he's the better pitcher in this equation. Again, we just need Kyle Freeland to lock in real quick. All right, we need you to get Nick Gonzalez. We need you to get Tommy Pham. Hopefully Kyle Freeland doesn't get accused of taking steroids by Tommy Pham. And we need you to get Andrew McCutchen, or we need you to get Brian Reynolds or Spencer Horowitz, right? These are the type of guys we need Freeland to go out there and try to set down. Actually, probably not Horowitz, because I doubt they're going to have Horowitz batting leadoff lefty-lefty. Probably not. We'll see. Freeland's coming off a start against the Dodgers on Monday. Yeah, on Monday, given that the Rockies actually won, it was the walk-off warming burnable hit. Freeland pitched that Monday game against the Dodgers, had to leave after the 4th inning due to blisters on his pitching hand, left hand. Guess he's fine, obviously. He's, supposed to start. Again, that's the tougher part of this. I really don't think the Rockies are going to score. They don't hit all that well outside of Colorado, except for, Hunter Goodman at times. But Mike Burrows, again, should be able to get this lineup early. And Kyle Freeland, we're just going to have to hope. Kind of like the equation yesterday, right? Don't get me wrong, Mike Burrows is no Nathan Eovaldi. But, pal, we just need you to lock in, and then we're just going to have to, with Slade Tassoni, we're just going to have to pray a little bit for Kyle Freeland, okay? Bottom half of the inning might get rough. I think Freeland can be all right for us. All things considered, 4 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs against the Dodgers. Not that bad. Start before that for Kyle Freeland. We had Kyle Freeland's NRFI on August 12th in St. Louis. He went 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs. Okay, we need to start like that, Kyle Freeland, okay? Come back into your prime days, all right? What year would that have been? Oh, 2018, Kyle Freeland was one of the best pitchers in baseball. Kind of forgot about that. 8.4 WAR? Damn, I didn't remember it was that great. That was the year the Rockies made the wild card, though, right? Pretty sure that was the year they lost to Arizona when Archie Bradley. No, that was not the Archie Bradley year. That was the year they went to Chicago and beat the Cubs in the wild card round, I'm pretty sure, right? Not a Rockies historian, but I'm pretty sure 2017 was the year Archie Bradley hit the triple in the wild card game. Anyways, pretty sure Kyle Freeland started the wild card game against Chicago. Anyways, we need Kyle Freeland to return to 2018 form. And we need Mike Burrows to lock in for us as well. Okay, 6 outs, Rockies, Pirates. We're just relying on bad bats. It's really good. Our 4th best bet of the video comes with our 2nd money line of the day. All right. I hate these guys. I really do. Okay. I absolutely despise the Los Angeles Dodgers. I hate everything about the Los Angeles Dodgers. Okay, legitimately. And it has nothing against the play. Well, it kind of is with the players. Like, you sign with this multi-billion-dollar team, and it's just, remember how much we all hated the Warriors during their prime when Durant went there? I've actually come to really like Kevin Durant since, obviously, he left. But, I think he redeemed himself a little bit in Brooklyn and whatnot. Anyways, I don't know if Houston's going to do much for him. But anyways, you know how much we hated the Warriors when they got Kevin Durant, and then it was like, oh, here comes DeMarcus Cousins, too, and obviously Boogie was never great for them. That's why I hate the Dodgers. And it's different here than in the NBA. Well, the NBA still had a salary cap, and the Warriors just got around it. The Dodgers, there's no salary cap. And I'm not even advocating for a salary cap right now. What I'm getting to is that this team's a multi-billion-dollar team, and they have a multi-billion-dollar payroll. And whenever I put U.S. currency on this team, they lose. They're just annoying. They are. So I'm doing it again today. Okay? Let's go Tyler Glasnow, right? Glasnow goes on the road to San Diego. Okay, the main reason we're doing this is not Glasnow. It's not, the Dodgers bats who had 1 hit through 8 innings yesterday. Yeah, that's nice. It was the not Freeman. Is his name Freeman? Oh my goodness, I'm blanking. I'm pretty sure his name's Freeman. Not Freddie, obviously. Freeland. That's horrible. I apologize. The Alex Freeland shot. My goodness, that ball was ripped off the bat. I mean, what was his name? Joe Davis, the Dodgers announcer. He was going batshit over that home run. He said it was ripped 119 miles an hour. I checked. It was like 105, but it's okay. With the exception of the Alex Freeland home run in the top of the 3rd inning off of Yu Darvish, the Dodgers had 1 hit through 8 innings. And then what happens in the top of the 9th? Ohtani rips a baseball into center field. It's the deepest part of the park. It gets caught. Mookie Betts hits one into center field. Ball gets down. I don't know why they didn't send Mookie Betts. You got to try it. When Freeman's at bat, right? When Freeman's up. Or Will Smith. Will Smith strikes out on a ball center by Robert Suarez. You couldn't have put that ball on a tee better up the middle. And Will Smith just whiffs on it. Okay, fine. I don't know why Mookie's not stealing at any point in that at-bat, or the Freddie Freeman at-bat. Freeman rips one to right field, Betts a stop at third, and I knew when Teo came up to the plate, it was just cooked. Teoscar Hernandez strikes out for the third time, just like how Will Smith struck out 3 times as well. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Multi-billion-dollar team. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. And by the way, why is Michael Conforto playing over Alex Call? I don't know. Alex Call was great in Colorado, hit the longest home run of the season for the Dodgers, a team that carries Will Smith, a team that carries Shohei Ohtani, Andy Pajes, all these guys who, Max Muncy, guys who blast the baseball. No, Alex Call has the longest home run for the Los Angeles Dodgers this year, and you don't play him. I don't care. Oh, we get the matchup with Conforto. No. Alex Call bats 265, 270. Conforto bats 180. Why is he in the lineup every day? I hate the Dodgers too, but like it just doesn't make sense to me. What is Dave Roberts doing? So Blake Snell has 1 bad inning, bottom of the 4th. Padres scored 2 runs, and that's all the scoring that happens. So we're doing it again today. We're not doing it because the Dodgers bats. We're not even doing it because of Tyler Glasnow. We're doing it because Nestor Cortez is pitching. Guys, he's going to see ghosts. He's going to see ghosts. He's going to be rattled. Game 1 of the World Series. Nasty Nestor the molester. He doesn't go by that, does he? I don't think. At least not anymore. He comes in. I mean, you watched the World Series. Hasn't pitched in months. Has never came out the bullpen. Here he comes to take on Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman, grand slam walk-off. You know, Kurt Gibson, Freddie Freeman, legendary. Okay, great. He's going to see ghosts. Okay. As for as much as I wanted to go Freddie Freeman over 1.5 total bags today, we're just going to stay on the course with Dodgers to win. They have still owned the Padres all year long. That will continue tonight. And we get a guy who's pitching for the Padres who gave up the grand slam walk-off in Game 1 of the World Series. Come on. The Dodgers are not losing this game. And on top of that, how bad has Nestor been this season? As a Padre, this is the thing with Nestor Cortez. His role in the Padres is legitimately just to eat innings. You know damn well he's not pitching in the playoffs, at least starting in the playoffs. They're going to go to Cease. They're going to go to Michael King if he's healthy. Those are the guys they're going to go to. They're not going to be actively starting Nestor Cortez in the postseason. He's just here to eat innings. Padres fans know that. The Padres know that too. Okay. Look at Nestor's last start against the Giants. The Giants scored 4 runs in the first inning. We had Padres money line that day. Giants score 4 runs in the first inning. The Padres don't score 4 runs in the entire game. They lose 4-3. So, yeah. I honestly hate both these teams. If you've watched the channel all year long, I hate both the Dodgers and the Padres. They've never done me any good. Give me the Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow should be decent enough. Again, we're fading Nestor Cortez, and come on, Nestor versus the Dodgers. We've seen this before. All right, Freddie Freeman's gonna hit a home run tonight. We'll be fine. Dodgers money line -135. I've seen it has jumped to -140. Yikes! I'm recording this video at midnight. Try to get this done before the UFC China card's about to come on. Hopefully Aljamaid wins tonight. Anyways, give me Dodgers -135, -140, whatever it is. Yeah, they're not losing to Nestor Cortez. Final best bet of the video. Let's go to the Mariners and Athletics game. Give me Julio. Julio Rodriguez, man, is playing really good baseball right now. Okay? Beginning of the season, I was really concerned with Julio because, like last year, he was having a bad season. Well, Julio has completely come alive. Yesterday against the Athletics, Rodriguez goes 0 That's fine. Probably bounce back tonight because the guy was really good in Philadelphia. He was. Now, the Mariners got slapped and stomped at the bank. Not Julio, right? Julio cleared this line in 2 out of the 3 games in Philadelphia. He was doing this in not Queens. In Queens against the Mets. He did this. So Julio's cleared this line in 4 of his last 6 games. Actually, if you want to count the 2 Orioles games too, in 6 out of his last 8 games, Julio Rodriguez has cleared this line. I think we're going to be all right. And it's not just because of purely just Julio Rodriguez. It is, but at the same time, Jeffrey Springs is going. Not a bad pitcher, but my goodness, was Jeffrey Springs bad in his last game. 4 2/3 innings against the Los Angeles Angels, 8 hits, 5 runs. Start before that against the Rays, 3 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs. His Linsanity miracle run's over, and that miracle run did include the Mariners back on July 30th, where he went 6 innings, 2 hits, and 1 run in Sacramento. And then it obviously concluded with, it continued on in his start in DC against the Nationals, where he went 6 innings, 1 hit, and 1 run. Pretty sure that was Cavalli's first game, right? Or first game back. Yeah. Way to go, Nats. Since then, Jeffrey Springs has been atrocious. He can't get out of the 5th inning. Teams are ripping on him, and right-handed bats will destroy Jeffrey Springs. So I was at a point, I was like, am I going to go Julio? Am I going to go Eugenio? Am I going to go Cal Raleigh? Am I going to go Rosarena? Now, the easiest choice is Julio Rodriguez here, especially the value that we get it. Minus 105 for a guy who has been a very good hitter in the second half of the season, a guy who's batting .320 in the month of August. One of the hotter hitters on the planet, not just in terms of, okay, getting base knocks, no, like home run potential as well. Julio has been on top of that. Hell, yesterday, right, our best player prop was Elly De La Cruz in Arizona. Now, yesterday's game did not go the right way for Cincinnati. They should have won that game. That was an atrocious ending by the Reds. I don't know how you... Don't get me started. That was atrocious. I don't like it. Just made me upset because I just don't want to see the Mets in the playoffs. And I was watching that last night and I was just like, come on. And that game was gifted to the Reds. John Curtis tried to lose the game for the Diamondbacks, and yet the Reds lost. Anyways, we had Elly De La Cruz over on the 1.5 total bags. He had a triple. He had a single. It was 4 total for Elly. Obviously lined into the game-ending double play, essentially, before the Gurriel walk-off single. I digress, though. Our player prop hit yesterday with Elly De La Cruz. We love the matchup against Arizona with Ryan Nelson. I love the matchup here with Julio Rodriguez against Jeffrey Springs. Just do. I know Springs pitched a really good game last time out against the Mariners. It was a game that the Athletics actually won 5-4. And Julio, though, homered in the first inning. I think Jeffrey Springs, again, how many hits did he give up? 2? It was Julio and was it Randy? Yeah, it was Randy. Julio hit a home run in the first inning. Rosarena hit a single after that. And then Jeffrey Springs then went on to pitch 5 straight innings of no-hit baseball. Okay? But again, Julio came through in that spot. I expect Julio to come through yet again. Jeffrey Springs has not been on top of his game in the month of August. His ERA is 6.43 in the month. Julio is batting .320 in the month. Rodriguez has how many total home runs? 6 of them. 6 doubles and a triple. Yeah. Odds on, he's got 24 hits in the month. 13 of them have been extra base hits. There's a potential we get this with 2 singles. But again, the way Rodriguez has been hitting so far in the month of August, we should be fine. You know? It's better than a 50% chance that Rodriguez goes out there and gets an extra base knock with any hit that he gets, all right? Taking J-Rod here. Mariners are at home. They're taking on the A's yet again, right? Yesterday they win the game by 1. Athletics had bases loaded, 1 out. They couldn't come through. Don't think they're going to come through again tonight. Again, we don't care about the money line. George Kirby's going. Yeah, Mariners, there's no odds out yet for this game, but I expect the Mariners to be at like minus 170. Again, that's not playable, but what is playable is fading the southpaw Jeffrey Springs against Julio Rodriguez. Fully expect J-Rod to come through tonight. Give me the Seattle Mariners' center fielder, Julio Rodriguez, over 1.5 total bags at minus 105. So, folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here on August 22nd. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily MLB Best Bets. And make sure to join us again for our college football predictions linked down below in the description. We'll have more for week number 1. Long videos for college football season starting on Monday for week number 1. And again, week 0 in the description down below. Folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. And Mamba forever.